It's Halloween, so it must mean Saw. So, in Jigsaw, bodies are turning up all over the city, and they've all been killed in gruesome and horrific deaths. And they all point to one culprit, John Kramer, the infamous Jigsaw killer. But he's dead. So, is he back from the grave, or are we dealing with a new copycat? Now look, I'm a big, massive Saw fan. I grew up in the Saw heyday. I remember going to the theaters every Halloween to see a new Saw film. I was a big, massive fan of this franchise. Even at its low points, I was always there for it. So I was really looking forward to Jigsaw, mainly just so that the inner, 15-year-old inside of me could just burst out and have a fun time watching at the cinemas. And I have to say, for the most part, that 15-year-old kid was satisfied. I have some gripes with this movie. In my opinion, it doesn't reach the highs of the franchise, but it certainly doesn't reach the lows of the franchise. In my opinion, this is a middle ground installment. But let's go ahead and talk about the most important thing of all, the traps. I was very satisfied with the traps in this movie. I thought they were clever, they were inventive, some of them were gory, some of them were fun to watch. The characters are pretty disposable, but that's expected in a Saw movie. As for the gore was really well done when it was given to us. I actually did feel like the gore was a little bit on the back burner. To be honest, I must say, I felt like Jigsaw was probably the tamest of them all in terms of the amount of gore in this movie. I kind of wanted more gore. I wanted to be able to look away more than I actually did. One of my favorite things about the Saw franchise is while yes, it is torture porn, it's very fun, and it's also always got, at the most part, a really fun mystery. And I love that this movie's always like 5 steps ahead of me, and I'm always trying to crack the mystery of what's going on. And this movie does follow the sort of Saw formula. You don't see what you should be seeing. I loved the final act to this movie. I thought the final act was just pure Saw in the sense that, it builds up perfectly, and the twist, there is a twist because you can't have a Saw movie and not have a twist ending. I didn't see it coming, and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was a clever twist, and I liked the execution of that twist, and it really, at that point, really felt like a Saw movie. I would have to say one of my least favorite things about this movie, I honestly thought was going to be one of my favorite things, and that is the aesthetic. This movie looks too pretty. It's so well shot and so polished that at times it was a bit distracting. The Saw movies have always been cheap. They look like they've been shot for like $10 million. They look like they were barely any money was thrown onto the screen, but I love that about it. It was cheap, it was ugly, it was dirty, it was gritty, it did the 360 rock and roll spins, fast-paced nature, and none of that really felt like this. This actually did feel like a Hollywood big-budget horror movie, which I know is what's in right now, but for me, it was distracting. Overall, Jigsaw gives you more and less of the same. It's fun, it's inventive, the traps are really cool. I do wish it would have cranked up the volume on the gore, and maybe next time not make it look so polished. It's not bad for a movie to actually be ugly and dark, especially if you have a Saw film. As the score goes, I'm going to give Jigsaw a 3.5 out of 5. So you guys, there you have it. Man, have I missed reviewing a Saw movie, and I hope we get more. So let me know in the comment section below, are you a Saw fan? Did you enjoy this movie? And let's talk all things Saw. And until next time, you guys, I'm the Slash Movie Reviewer, and you guys have just been slashed.